Oh my gosh, not Facebook. I'll fix this.
Good morning, everyone. It's 6 a.m. on the 21st of November, 2025. Please let us know where you're watching from. Put it in the chat. Also, hashtag KMT for a giveaway of what?
T-shirt. T-shirt. A Kiltz Mighty Tribe T-shirt for all of our Kiltz Mighty Tribe members.
All
I
right.
just have a quick announcement. We will not be doing December 13th Tampa meetup. We're going to do January 31st, 2026 Tampa meetup. So I just wanted to get that out there, and I will have the link available today to sign up for that. There we go.
All righty. If you have any questions for Bharon Hoag, please put it in the chat. QQQ. We're going to be talking to him in a second. And Dr. Kiltz?
Good morning. How's everyone doing?
Doing great. How are you, bud?
Awesome. I'm in Sarasota. I don't know, maybe a week, 2 or 3. And I guess I'm traveling around. And Bharon, where are you in this world?
I'm in Columbus, Ohio.
Very nice. Cool.
We were there in August.
Yeah. Yep,
And you know, it's crazy. You know, it's Kiltz giving up carnivore, Dr. Nelson.
No.
Embracing it even more. But you know, are we all going to become fertilizer one day?
Yes, we will. Make it as best as you can.
And does carnivore mean you're going to live to 120 and everyone else is going to live to only 60?
I am.
Well,
I don't know. I have no idea.
If you understand the power of faith in a higher power, you actually have eternal life. So it's already there because we're photons.
Yeah.
We're just photons, right?
100%.
Energy packets, right? That's the truth. That's the truth. So what are we talking about today, Bharon?
Yeah, you know, I'm just on a mission, man. I'm on a mission to help the world understand where health really comes from. So thank you, first of all, for the opportunity to chat with you guys this morning. It's always fun to talk with like-minded individuals. I'm oftentimes on other shows where things can be a bit contentious, and I'm trying to change a mindset, but I'm with kindred spirits today. And so I appreciate the opportunity to do that and kind of swim with the current rather than against it. But, you know, it's just an interesting period of time in history right now. You know, we're starting just yesterday, the CDC, you know, posted on their website that there could be a causal relationship between vaccines and things like SIDS and other types of issues that obviously a number of us have, right? That's earth shattering that you're injecting these children in their most important developmental days with toxins through the concept of trying to prevent disease. And it just creates a lot of other issues. So it's an exciting time. It's a very exciting time to be speaking, you know, about health and where health really comes from. And so obviously in the chiropractic industry, we've been, you know, the redheaded stepchildren of healthcare for a long time, talking about the body being, you know, a self-healing, self-regulating organism when you remove the interferences. It's one of the things you guys obviously teach and preach with the carnivore diet, right? It's all about that inflammation. It's all about the body's inability to process sugars and artificial substances. And so when you get it back to the roots of how your body was designed to operate, how to properly fuel it, and then use that fuel to be productive, that's where health and longevity comes from. And so we're, you know, we are doing our part to go out and talk to governments and talk to special interest groups and trying to create an environment where families can make these decisions for themselves, for their children, without being persecuted and ridiculed and excommunicated from schools or workplaces or things of those nature. So it's been a wild ride, man. COVID kind of kicked off a lot of that human rights type issues and put that to the forefront. And surprisingly, we're still fighting some of those issues today.
But we'll continue to fight them till the day we move on to fertilizer, because it's the same life over and over and over again. And I think that's the most powerful part of this. It'll never end. It'll never be fixed. It'll only just be fostered into some other fantastic entity, because it's all part of the universe.
Yeah, and I think people are starting to understand, but I don't know if they truly comprehend. Largely in the United States, I deal in 9 different countries around the world, and so there are elements of this in all of these countries, but the United States has mastered it more than anything. Is understanding the money that is in sickness, and the idea of perpetuating sickness really promotes an economic agenda that really has nothing to do with health outcomes and quality of life. It has everything to do with continuing to suck on the teat of pharmaceutical and surgical interventions, because that's where the money is, and that's where the longevity and population control comes from. And so it's when you dig to that root and you really understand, it starts making sense why health insurances are created the way they are, why hospital systems work the way they do, why the medical schools are training what they're training. And then you meet, functional medicine offices or chiropractors or acupuncturists or people that are really more in tune with how the body actually operates, and that runs into that machine that's been created in the allopathic mindset. And that's just really what we're trying to do. We're trying to be a beacon of light and a place of reservoir for those individuals that are looking for more truth. And very similar to what you guys are doing. It's a different element of the same conversation of empowering people to be educated, which is really the number one weapon that the other side uses, is keeping people ignorant and dependent on their source of information only. And it's been a wild ride, man. It's been fun and exciting.
Well, we're distracted.
Yeah.
Meaning that people blame someone else for the problem, but it is only me.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, no one's trying to keep, I'm not disagreeing, but just thinking about it a little differently. Nobody's trying to keep you ignorant. They're just trying to feed you their ideas of what it is. And so what you're doing is sharing an opposite approach. And so the more we're listening, learning, and realizing, wait a minute, you mean I have control over my healthcare? Yes. And my good friend Steve Wexler up in Syracuse, New York, an amazing chiropractor. I've known him for years. Mindset, nutrition, kindness, and it's about connecting with people. And I'm in the standard medical system, and I work every day. Hey, let's do something different.
Yeah,
let's change it up, and we can do it in standard medicine also.
Oh, absolutely. There's a place for it, and that's where I think. It's not an us or them mindset, right? Where this really comes from is everyone being truly patient-centric and really looking at cause and really looking at effect rather than just standard protocol, right? That's where I think when I really went down the rabbit hole and started looking at why the system is what it is, because I think the majority of healthcare providers are really good people and they mean well and they're doing the best to their ability, but they're in a system that's educated and taught them to believe a specific way. It's no different than generational indoctrination. And so they're doing what they know to be true for themselves. And maybe there's a hinge that, and I don't know really, honestly, Doc, how your journey, got you to where you are now, where you maybe questioned some of the status quo and started having independent thought and practicing differently. But not everyone has that desire and strength to do that, to go against the system and start perpetuating their own truth. And that's really the environment we're trying to create through our organization, is giving a space for people to ask those questions, to have good dialogue and have, there's a time and a place for medicine for sure.
Good dialogue and conversation. And I always say, we're always, all of us, but pain and suffering is the best experience to have in life. And through pain and suffering, you decide to either stay there and die or get up and do something. That's right. what this is about. That's why we're here. That's why all of the people on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Kiltz Mighty Tribe are here today to really adventure with ideas that are radical and carnivore lifestyle. I like to call it a carnivore lifestyle because, okay, you eat some plants sometimes. Okay, I'm not going to lose my shirt over it. But if it's meat-centric, animal-based centric, and fat-centric, oh my God, you're going to like, it's a game changer. If you're really like your arrow is pointed right on the fatty meat, salt, and water, is like better. But mindset, tell me a little bit about, because a lot of what you're sharing is mindset content.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and I think mindset comes from a passion, right? We're all passionate about something, whether it's our sports team, whether it's our family, whether it's our job. You know, we all have things in our lives that naturally turn us on and give us a desire to go deeper and to learn. You know, when I'm working with an individual, whether it's a youth or whether it's, you know, someone middle-aged or even in their retirement years, my first question is to ask them, what makes you smile? What do you genuinely love to learn about? Is it history? Is it health? Is it political science? Is it, you know, something in the sports arena? What is it that turns you on? And when you find that thing that naturally turns you on, then having a mindset of wanting to master it, be the best at it, you know, understand it and be able to be the smartest person in the room in that conversation. Those are the things that should drive you. And for me, it was the awakening to how our bodies actually work. And when I got involved in chiropractic when I was 20 years old. I just took a job. I knew nothing about it. I'd never been to one. No one in my family had ever been to one. But I kept watching these things happen, and these patients come in that, you know, were just suffering, and then they got one or two adjustments, and they're coming in and they're just singing the praises of our doctor like he's just the second coming.
And was it so laying hands on someone and energy work and mindset work, or because you go to a chiropractor, it's not like, oh boy, you don't look great. Oh my God, you look miserable. What are you doing? It's like, hey man, what are we going to do to get you better today?
Right.
It's positive. It's like a coach. I mean, we need more cheerleaders, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. You know, I was just talking to my team. So I own a clinic right now in Columbus, Ohio, and my daughter's a chiropractor and my son's in chiropractic school. So it's definitely a family gig. And I was just talking with our team. One of the most amazing things about being in the chiropractic industry is 99% of our patients love being there. No one's coming in and upset. No one's coming in like, ugh. It's not like going to the dentist or, you know, going anywhere else where it's just a miserable experience. They love coming there for exactly the reasons you just shared. When they come in, it is all about a high vibration. It is all about, this is the best part of your week, is getting your adjustment. We're retuning your brain. We're creating a higher energy, and we're giving you what your body needs for it to do what it was designed to do. And man, there's nothing better in the world to do it. So it's definitely that mindset of, this is going to create a positive salutogenesis in my life, giving me hope. And then I'm just going to feed off of that as things go on. And you talk about energy. My daughter does a technique called BEST technique, which is a very energy. The concept is your organs can store memories of pain or trauma or crisis. When you release those things and how your body responds to that. And it's amazing to watch her work with people as they process through trauma from an organizational perspective, not just a mental. And it's pretty fantastic. And that's the beauty of the world that we're in, of really trusting in the body's ability to self-heal and self-regulate. So it's amazing. You know, and mindset has everything to do with the choices we make and what we believe will come out of those choices that we've made. So you're 100% right.
So yeah, that mindset, the mind is the master. I don't care what shape you are in, what life you live, change what you think of the thing changes and life changes. And that's why I found chiropractors in general are more positive. But again, the allopathic docs are suffering because we went into something that we thought was going to do you good. And then we find sometimes that what we've done actually hurt you, not intentional. And I think the same thing with pharmaceuticals and all of it. I think ultimately the goal is the same. We want to help our brothers and sisters.
100%.
And what we're doing is, when we can bring all this together in a positive, loving way, then we'll really make the game changer.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's happening in pockets, right? We have pockets where there's really good interdisciplinary collaboration, where the quality of the care that is being provided is so amazing because we're starting conservative first. Everybody in the whole, healthcare team is looking at this. What is the least damaging way that we can produce the best ultimate result? And when everyone that's involved in the care is coming from that mindset, there's no ego, there's no pride, there's no economics driving it. It's purely on outcomes as it relates to the patient's condition and their perspective. And we have that in certain areas. Now, the trouble is, how do we create that on a larger scale, on a macro scale, where you could go in anywhere and get that level of treatment? And that's what's not happening right now. And that's largely why our organization is so driven to force these conversations, to go and testify and make sure people are aware that there's another model out there.
And social media.
Huge.
And that is huge. And we doctors are absolutely brainwashed. But again, it's because we chose to go that route.
Right.
But now we're opening our eyes, and your organization and all the organizations, but getting out there and recognizing that it's which pill do you want?
Yeah.
You want the positive, passionate path, or the downtrodden path of something else. And so we're responsible for our healthcare individually, and maybe we could teach our doctors. Can we do that?
Oh yeah. Oh, it should happen all the time. And we see that a lot in our profession, because we have patients that will come in our office because in their perception, the allopathic model has failed them. They're like, I'm still in pain. All they want me to do is take these drugs. They say, this is just as good as life is going to get. Someone referred me to you, said that you guys might be able to help me. And so they come in, and then they do have positive results with the care. And then they're like, well, I don't know if I should tell my MD, or I'll go in and we'll do our monthly checkup. And they're like, oh my gosh, all of your tests are like way better. What's going on? They're like, oh, I've been going to a chiropractor. And so we deal with those types of conversations all the time, where some docs are like, oh my gosh, don't do that. That's horrible. There's dangers there. Or other doctors will be like, man, we'd love to talk to your chiropractor and learn more about what they've been doing, because these results are pretty fantastic. And so we see every side of that gamut. And it is interesting just to look at the caliber of human that is seeking knowledge versus being fearful of, their own identity because something else worked versus what they were doing. And we love those conversations. We think that's just an important part of the dialogue, both for the patient and for the healthcare providers.
And there are times when you may need some allopathic medicines and surgical procedure things. I mean, I've been there, and what we're doing here is inspiring each of us to recognize, like, if we can reduce inflammation through mindset and nutrition and lifestyle, then we're lower likelihood to need it the way we've been taking it. I mean, what Dr. Nelson, what percentage of people, in their 60s, 70s, 80s are on pharmaceutical drugs and or over-the-counter drugs?
Oh, geez.
Too many.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've heard 70, 80%, the 70 to 80-year-olds, youngs, I should say, are 70, 80% on these medications or more.
And I just read
seen individuals on 20, 25, and 30 different medications and or supplements.
And what's the most important supplement we need?
Vitamin G.
Vitamin
God.
G.
God.
Yeah, I knew that's where that was going.
God.
And I completely concur with you 100%.
Yeah, God.
I was reading a report a few weeks ago, and it said that 78% of Medicare age, so 65 and older, have 2 or more chronic managed conditions. So that's where that's coming from, right? When the whole idea of Medicare is failing because people are living longer, but they're sicker longer.
Well, right? We need, and so healthcare costs, insurance is up, disease is up, suffering is up, and what we're doing is saying, hey, listen, there's a better way, and we got to get the guy who talks about community, the healthcare where we all crowd fund our healthcare a little bit, but we also at the same time, we're not only helping us control that, but the mindset and what you put in the mouth and how you can do fasting and more positivity and hang out with Alia and Dr. Nelson.
Yeah. And I think it's important, and I'm sure you guys say this in every one of your shows, but I'd be remiss not to mention it right now. If you're listening to this, and no matter where you're at in your healthcare journey, it just takes that first step. It's the little small things. It's starting to believe in yourself and the capability you have to make those changes. Maybe it's drinking more water. Maybe it is substituting some carbohydrate for a beef stick, right? And starting to make just one step at a time. This is a journey, right? It's not a sprint. And when you start believing in yourself, and then you start seeing the health outcomes because you've started to make better decisions and you start believing, right? You've said multiple times, it's mindset. Mindset comes from a belief in what you're thinking, right? It's not just an affirmation in the morning because someone told you needed to say it. It's saying that affirmation and actually believing it. Waking up every morning saying, Lord, today reveal more opportunities for me to love mankind on a new and high level. Show me the opportunities I have to better myself and those around me. Help me to be magnetic to resources that enable me to fund the work that you're putting before me, right? These are things that you say because you believe them and you're requesting them, not just saying them because it's a checkbox. And so just make that one step every day to say, today, this is what I'm going to do. This week, this is my goal. This month, I'm just going to get an extra hour of sleep. Whatever it is, take control of your life by making that one decision that leads to the next one.
I'm going to get up an extra hour earlier today to do the work that you need me to do. Now,
there you go.
I'm going to say we drink too much water and we sleep too much.
All right.
Okay. Meaning that take a nap when you're tired, but to get up and go to work, if you can't sleep, do something.
Yeah.
We're born to work. And
that's a great point.
That's again, I'm just throwing some,
Yep.
We're here throwing some opposite ideas. And again, I sleep 5 to 6 hours. I get up at 3 to 4 in the morning. I go to bed at 9 o'clock at night, and I take 1 or 2 10-minute naps a day if necessary. But I always say, if you can't sleep, get up and go do something. It's just a throwing some opposite.
No, I love it. That's absolutely fan. And I agree. Yeah, I'm about a 5-6 hour sleeper as well. So yeah.
When I'm dead, plenty of sleep, right? And because I think part of the problem is where the system has like, oh, you have to get this many hours of sleep. And then if you're not, oh, I must take either a supplement or a drug.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're 100% right. Sleep is important, and it's the quality of sleep, not the duration of it, that ultimately matters. And so, and I agree with you. There's just too much to do in a day to sleep most of it. There's just today, it's such an exciting time to be in the industry we're in right now. There are so many opportunities, so many platforms to be able to use to get the message out. There's an environment now that's craving the type of information we have, right? One thing COVID did that our industry is forever thankful for is it changed the definition of health. Prior to COVID, the average, human thought health was the absence of sickness or absence of symptom. COVID did really accentuate the concept that you need to be a healthy vessel so that you're not susceptible for disease. And now that the world is starting to perceive prevention as a general objective in life rather than just not having a symptom, it's been an exciting time to share information that has otherwise been rejected. And so it's too much to do to be sleeping too long.
Suffering is strengthening. It's the power of problems and the troubles that give us the real passion and so carrying the cross.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's what I think is, it's the best time to be alive is okay today because I am. And one day I won't be. Or I will, but I'll be fertilizer.
Right.
That's kind of the part. But what is the most important thing that you think? Because so you're not a chiropractor, but you're in the healthcare system and you're supporting the healthcare world, the chiropractic world, and you're out there passionately and compassionately helping people. So what do you think is the most important thing that we should wake up individually and do every day?
Well, going with the theme of what we've been talking about, me personally, the thing that's made me as resourceful as I've been able to be is waking up with that positive mindset that today's a day that something's going to get accomplished. You know, I talk to so many people that they wake up and they feel like the crisis ahead of them is just too big and their individual effort doesn't matter. And, you know, it just does. Like, you know, you've got to wake up and you've got to be like, okay, today is going to be a day that something's going to be different. I'm going to make a change, whether it's in my life or the life of others. The second thing is you've got to find something you're passionate about. I mean, there's so many people that do the humdrum of life and that therefore they don't feel strong. They don't feel important. They don't feel like they can make a difference because they're just in a rut. And whether they're in an unhealthy marriage, whether they're in a dissatisfying job, all these excuses that we give ourselves for why we're not more impactful in the world. I'm just going to be honest with you. Wake up, smack yourself in the face and grow up and be like, okay, today is a new day. Today is a day I'm taking control. And when you do that and you find passionate people, their wake that they leave behind them is just generational. So we just need more people that are passionate. I do a lot of work in Canada and Australia, and it's very hard up there in those two countries because they're very British mindset where you don't buck the system. You don't challenge the queen. And I'm telling them all the time, you don't have to just accept this. This is not just overregulation and control is not just the way of the world. You need to organize. You need to stand up and believe there can be a change and educate those authorities so that they're not only hearing it from one side. So it's the number one thing people need to do. And I'm a perfect example. I don't even have a bachelor's degree. I decided to procreate instead of graduate in college. And so I just started entering the workforce and I fell in love and I made a deal with God that the minute that I couldn't change the world through chiropractic, not being a chiropractor, I would go to chiropractic school. And he's shown me every single day the fact that I'm not a chiropractor opens more doors for me to be able to tell the story of chiropractic. And so every day I wake up and I'm like, you've told me that I'm enough. You've given me everything I need to make a difference. So today I'm going to make that difference in some way. And I'll be damned if not every day I find an opportunity to do something amazing.
Yeah, every day the opportunity shows up when the mindset opens up.
That's exactly
right. And put a smile on your face to all things that come, and God is the great creator of all things.
That's right.
Bharon, do you have a favorite book?
So I actually, I just finished one. This is a little self-indulgent to our world, but there's a really good book that was just released called Adjusted Reality. And it talks a lot about that mindset. It has a chiropractic spin to it, but it's by Dr. Sherry McAllister. It just hit a bunch of, bestsellers. It's a phenomenal book of helping people have the mindset of controlling their own reality, right? That's such a phenomenal gift to people, is giving them the hope that they can make a difference. And so that book, Adjusted Reality by Dr. Sherry McAllister, is a phenomenal book. Relatively new. Another one that I'd be remiss to say the Bible is the thing that I read the most, and I absolutely love looking at it from different perspectives. I actually just read one of my mentors shared with me, pick 3 books of the Bible, but read them as if they're a business manual, not as if they're a spiritual guidance. And so when you change the lenses in which you observe or read things, you pull new things out of it. So and out of that came a great book called Jesus CEO. Phenomenal book. Jesus CEO.
I own it.
Do you? Yeah, it's a great book. And
Ken Blanchard, lead like Jesus.
Yeah.
And ultimately, amazing. The Bible is our story. Yeah. It is the real book for all of us. It's truth through myth.
Yeah.
And it's a mythologic stories of the power of the mind.
100%. And, I was just reading another article from a theologian, and he was talking about Christ. And he was saying that, people misunderstand Christ in that his goal was never to create followers. His goal was to show people the power that they had access to when they unapologetically move forward in that direction. He was the example that we all could and should be. I think sometimes we're looking for that leader to do the heavy lifting rather than us just stepping up and making that move. And that's where I love, all of these resources, podcasts like yours, organizations out there that are doing things, giving people little tools for them to be able to use to make more of a intended change in the world around them and in themselves, because we have everything we need. At the moment of salvation, we were given everything we needed to be able to change the world as we know it. And we just have to claim it, use it, and then take that step forward and be a part of that solution.
My favorite book in the universe is The Alchemist.
Yeah,
Paulo
it's a great
Coelho.
series. Yeah.
Santiago.
Yeah.
It's not this one?
No. Because I mean, that's a good book. That's a great book, but ultimately it's the journey.
Yeah.
And your journey is perfect. And so if you're in an imperfect marriage, it's not the husband or wife, it's you. It's the mindset. Jesus gave us the power to change your life instantly by changing what you think of things. That's all he did. And in the word is the way. And so if you want to be in the most magical life you ever lived, what did you put up there, Dr. Nelson? Your quote that was up there? And the Bible, I mean, Matthew,
I am
Mark, Luke, and
constantly
John.
growing and improving.
Remember, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John wrote a mythologic story of a man. And if you haven't read Neville Goddard's work, really another like amazing story, but we all are the magic of God. It's all of us.
That's right.
And I think that's what he did. He gave us, he said, hey guys, I know you want something like really like magical and special, but here it is. You're God.
Yeah.
God is
100%.
everything. Yeah.
100%. Absolutely love it. Yeah. It's fun when you tap into that and you realize that, you know, there's a source for you to pull from at any moment to get you through the situation you're in. It's a great place to be.
And if you haven't read William Wilberforce, who was British, who single-handedly pushed for slave trade to be eliminated in England, 1806-ish, it's just any of us can do magical things like Bharon Hoag is doing. You're afraid, but you do it anyway. What's that about?
Yeah.
Bharon?
Yeah. You know, it's first of all, you know, one of the biggest lessons I got at salvation was realizing that the sun did not rise and set on me, that I wasn't responsible for everyone's happiness. At the end of the day, I wasn't even completely responsible for my own, meaning that I had to produce happiness for me. It was a massive shed of responsibility that happened at my moment of salvation, because at that time I felt like the weight of the world was on my shoulders, and it was my responsibility to fix my parents' marriage. It was my responsibility to make my friends happy. It was my responsibility to do everything around. And when I got saved, it was like I could just stop and be like, okay, I wasn't created for all of that. I was just created to be in relationship with God. And through that relationship with him, he was responsible for outcomes. I was responsible for making sure that I was taking advantage of the opportunities and putting in the effort. So the only responsibility I had was just putting in effort. Whether we win or lose, depending on the world's definition of winning and losing, it was not on me. What was on me is, did I put in my best effort and did I do the best that I could? If I can say yes to those things, if I can lay my head down at night and say, I did the best I could, then the task ahead of me isn't so massive. It isn't such a massive climb, because I'm not necessarily defining it as success or failure. I'm defining it as, did I put in the effort today that I could? Did I wake up that extra hour early? Did I do that extra level of work? Did I put in that extra effort to research? Did I make that extra email or call? Did I do everything I could today to do what I was capable of doing? And that's where, even when I face governments, like during COVID, we were suing governments. I mean, we sued the government of Australia. I sued the state of Rhode Island. And I'm just some moron from Ohio. Like, right, there's nothing extra special about me.
You're probably not very popular in government.
More on.
Yeah. What was that, Dr. Nelson? I'm not very popular. What?
With government.
No, I'm not, I like to think in the end, most of us, we come to an agreement, but I am that guy that I don't like bullies. I don't like the use of force to push agenda rather than to create harmony in mankind. So but those are huge tasks, right? And I was in Australia and I didn't even understand the legal system. I just knew that what was happening in these healthcare providers, that they were chaining their doors shut because they wouldn't get vaccinated. I was like, this isn't right. It should be a choice. And I just woke up and said, did I put in the effort today? And I'm just going to trust God's going to produce the right outcome. And I'm just going to do the effort. So that's how I wake up and take on the battles that I take on, even though I'm definitely David and Goliath in a lot of them. But it's just that belief. It's that choice that I'm not responsible for success or failure. I'm responsible for putting in the effort and the opportunities God gives me.
Yeah, during this thing that happened a few years ago, many of these things came to the forefront. I think, there was a moment there where unless you were towing the line, you were absolutely canceled. And of course, forced to do things that you may not have agreed to do.
Yeah, no, that still exists. I mean, we saw that with, the healthcare system with nurses. They were fired if they didn't get vaccinated in that environment, right? And so they had to make a choice. Am I going to indoctrinate myself, or am I going to save my job, or, stand on my principles and lose my job? And, it's just crazy times.
So what do you think about the standard of care, this phrase, standard of care, when it is applied to dissenting strategies, opinions? Obviously, chiropractic and many other providers are viewed as alternative, right? Alternative to, I guess, the allopathic method.
Yeah. Mainstream healthcare, yeah.
And because you may not follow in every single occasion the standard of care, then you're absolutely wrong already.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And we face that all the time, right? I mean, that we deal with it with reimbursement within insurance. We deal with it when it comes to, maybe some medical bias. And, all I can say is the internet has good and bad to it, but it is an amazing stream to get information out faster. And when the consumer starts demanding a different product, which is what we're experiencing right now, consumers are demanding a different product. And there was just a question down there. Our clinic is called Patriot Chiropractic in Dublin, Ohio. But when we deal in that arena and the consumer starts really demanding a better service, a better outcome, this is why you're seeing a lot of concierge, even in the allopathic world. Doctors are like, I'm not going to be in the holding of the system of reimbursement. I'm going to do the care that is best for the patient. And so we're just going to carve the insurance out. We're going to drastically reduce the cost of healthcare, and it's just going to be between me and the patient. Well, we've been doing that in chiropractic forever because most insurances don't appropriately cover chiropractic care. So it's always been kind of a self-pay cash deal for a lot of chiropractors, simply because the model that was built for pain management is largely about continued service, smaller amounts, and paying forever. And we don't fit into that model. So yeah, the standard of care is an interesting term. And that's where you've got to dig to where was that standard created. Most of the protocols that are created by diagnosis were created from studies that were funded by pharma. And that's what you're seeing now
marketing messages.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That science, every time someone uses the word science, we think it's truth. It is not.
Yeah.
It is marketing, pure and simple.
And
Even
you're seeing that
carnivore world, people say, oh, the science of metabolism. It's mostly wrong.
Right. And you see that with what Robert Kennedy Jr. is doing right now in HHS and CDC. Like, he's just challenging, you guys say that all this research has been done, but it hasn't been done. You've been claiming science, but science hasn't been followed in all of these things that you're doing. And so that's why it's such an exciting time right now.
It has been followed. Remember,
the stuff they did. Yeah.
Okay, so but again, science, it has been, because it's all masterfully manipulated.
Oh,
and that's why the Bible and spirit is like, every time someone says, well, let's do, even in the keto carnivore, let's do a study. Okay, that's science. It's going to be messed up too.
Yeah. No, that's a great point. Yeah, I get your point. Yeah.
I mean, which one? It's still about the Bible, about human stories and experience. I mean, the Bible is not some fictitious writings. It's the most energetic stories of our humanity. Right?
Yeah. Totally agree. Totally agree.
I mean, David and Goliath. I mean, we live on that story, right?
Yeah.
More powerful than, right?
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Dr. Nelson, can you read this question? Because I cannot pronounce this one word.
The X-ray compared to osteodensitometry, is it better or how? I don't quite understand exactly the question, but
Okay. Fine.
Bharon, can you?
Yeah,
comment
no,
on
I
this?
don't. I mean, I don't know what that is. I mean, obviously, I know.
Oh, okay. I'm not the only one. I'm going to.
So osteodensitometry sounds to me like it. For example, a DEXA scan
Oh yeah.
tells you bone density,
Right.
and it is a different kind of X-ray, but so
Yeah.
Yeah,
please-
you know, it's once again a test that says you're diseased or not. And ultimately, all tests have some error rates anyway.
It's all based on interpretation. Yeah.
Interpretation. And then many of them are sort of directing you to what? I mean, the best thing to do is live with positivity, eat fatty meat, and go to work every day. I think.
Simplify it. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank God we're trusting within ourselves by being able to live and listening to real facts and not lies our doctors have been telling. Lies, damn lies, and
statistics.
science. Science.
Oh, that's
Damn
great.
science.
Too great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Alia, did you ask the other question already?
Yeah, I did. Already,
Okay,
Bharon answered it. Where again is your clinic?
Yeah. So it's in Dublin, Ohio. Just a small suburb of Columbus, Ohio.
Great. And
Yep.
it's called Patriot
Chiropractic. Yep.
Okay. Awesome.
We treat pregnant women, babies, dogs, athletes, the whole shebang. It's a
You
fun
treat
fact.
humans?
What's that?
You treat humans?
No.
Okay.
They're a waste of time and they're a pain in the butt. Yeah, no, it's a fun place, man. We have a really good time.
Oh my gosh. Does anyone else have any other questions for Bharon or
See you guys later.
anyone?
Gotta go.
Bye, Dr. Kiltz.
Goodbye.
All right, take care, Doc.
We're all still here hanging out with Charger Mopar Rick, who is the master of ceremonies. Hopefully, we're going to be down in Boca in January. We're going to have a couch and we're just going to sit and talk. And we have nothing to sell.
That's the best place,
Conversation.
right?
Because you're just going around the world talking.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I have nothing to sell. Yeah. No,
You're just talking and ultimately, I mean, can any and all of us heal ourselves?
100%. 90% of the time, yes. We've seen it in all kinds of examples of just believing, whatever you want to call it, prayer, positive energy. You know, if you dabble in the quantum world at all and you understand the power of thoughts, right? You know, it's just
You ever get yelled at?
never.
Yeah, right. And again, someone only used words.
Yeah.
Now the question is, how do you interpret the energy coming at you?
Yeah.
It could be God saying, "You're strong and capable of everything and anything." Yes, dear, thank you.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
you.
100%.
Or it could be, you know, we think negative and nasty, and that who hurts who?
Yeah. Only you.
Only you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's a huge thing that, you know, I was just talking with a friend of mine right now that's really struggling with some things in her life, and the level of unforgiveness that she has in her life, she's holding on to so much resentment, holding on to so much anger, holding on to so much control. And I'm like, will you just let go? This is not hurting anybody but you.
Love.
Yeah.
The trick is, I love you. Thank you. Please forgive me. You're welcome. Right.
Yeah.
I love you. All Jesus said is judge with love and you'll be fine.
That's right.
Because I create everything.
Yep.
You just can't see it yet. So take a moment and sit with it. But that's it, right? But thought is like the vibrational energy of the universe. That's all it is.
100%. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's really and I mean, your body's nothing but a series of energy channels anyway. And so when you're vibrating at such a low negative frequency, I mean, it really is. If you just, and we've all had those days where we just wake up and we're in a great mood, and then all of a sudden it's a great day. But you created that because you woke up choosing that for yourself that day.
It's vibrational energy, right?
Yeah.
It's light energy, whatever that is, from the spectrum we can see it to the one we can't. We can either hear it, taste it, touch it, smell it, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right. Quantum. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts on quantum energy.
Yeah. So, the idea quantum seems so mysterious and misunderstood in, some futuristic movie. But to me, the quantum realm is the realm that you're in, that you just doesn't have the boundaries that we put on things every single day. Like we limit our own mindset. We limit our own ability to impact the world around us because of these fictitious walls that we create around. Societies establish those, our parents establish those. And there are these truths that we start living our life by. And as we age, some of them change and evolve, but we still put this box that we live in. In the quantum world, you start realizing those boundaries really don't exist. And so when you start believing that I can mentally choose to accomplish something, or I can mentally work on, I mean, you get it even a little bit in Scientology with L. Ron Hubbard. He started talking about the power of the mind to actually eliminate pain. Like I can just choose to say I'm not in pain anymore. I can clear myself from all of those. And I'm not a huge proponent of everything that L. Ron taught, but there are some truths in there that go into that quantum realm that say, I actually can control the reality I live in. I have total control over how I experience the world around me and what I give power to and what I don't. And when you start living in that space where someone can insult me, someone can call me overweight or unattractive or whatever, and I can either absorb that and let that define me, or I can be like, wow, that's interesting that they choose to view me that way. I know who I am. And unfortunately, they're missing out on the greatness that I have in me. And that sucks for them, but I'm going to keep going and doing my thing.
Well, I usually joy in all of it. Like if someone's mad and upset, I'm like, wow, that's crazy, amazing. Because it's all a dream.
Yeah.
It's all a dream. The mind is the master creator. Nothing is out there. And so if every thought you think, and then you joy over people's misery, because who creates everything?
Yeah.
God. And so you're just you're going through the pain part of the seed breaking through the concrete. Yeah. I mean, plants go through asphalt and concrete all day long.
Sure.
Right. And so, or rocks, or they grow in rocks, or the side of a rock face cliff. Right. Mm-hmm. And so we are that. I was having some magical dreams. I was going to say last night, but through the morning, and it's sort of like, oh, wow. And so isn't this just a dream?
Yeah. In the end, I mean, yes. I mean, depending on how you choose to define reality, but yes, it is, you went to bed, you woke up, it's a new day, new opportunities, however you choose to define it, you get to decide that for yourself. No one else gets to decide that unless you give them power to do that for you.
I slept on the couch.
What's that?
I slept on the couch.
Well, maybe you should apologize to her.
Yeah, well, I do every day. No, but the couch, my brothers and I love the couch. And
I get it.
My brother, so every time I go to my brother Ray's, it's 3 bedrooms. And I sleep on the couch. And Tom and I are fighting for the couch.
Yeah.
And we grew up in a 2-bedroom house with 6 people, and the couch or the floor and a sleeping bag was like the best.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I actually love my couch as well. It's one of my favorite ways to fall asleep.
But yes, you're right. Yes, dear.
Yeah.
Please forgive me. You're right. Yes, dear.
That's great.
But hardship is, I mean, like, again, it's all part of the journey. This is part of the alchemist. This is part of Jesus Christ, right? The dude told a story through Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and the dudes were making it up, right? And and again, because it's all a story.
Yeah.
And what story you want to live by.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And you're going out there as a warrior, We gotta get Bharon a warrior suit, right?
Yeah.
And I was looking at this and I'm saying, I mean, Alia as a where you're the health engagement. I mean, that's too. We got to come up with something like more
exciting,
Avenger-like, right? We're Avengers, right? Or are we Revengers, or are we simply warriors?
Yeah.
I like warriors.
That's why we're here. We're here with Deep Sea Otter and Rick and Joe, everyone here, right? And we're all warriors and the carriers of the light.
100%. And it's going to take all of us, man. It takes every single one of us doing our part.
And our brothers and sisters are hurting, and we're working to help every day. And the word is the way. Again, the simple word. And thank you, God, Lord, created for this day.
Absolutely.
I just say thank you, God, Lord, created for this day, and every pain and suffering I encounter.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it, man. I appreciate this conversation today, guys.
Oh, we needed you here today. And again, we're all of us are healthcare practitioners.
Without a doubt.
So you want to join Dr. Nelson in a coach certification, but ultimately we're all certified already, because you don't need to go to any school. It's all online. You could, adventure to infinite ways, but it's within each and every one of us. Our DNA.
That's right.
Our DNA already say, I am the God of the universe.
Yep. We were built with it. I agree.
Yeah.
Bharon, I have a question. As a food freedom advocate, among the health freedom advocate, food freedom advocate, is there a stake in your future?
Is there a stake in daily? 100%. Listen, I'm a big meat guy, man. I am not. I buy into your guys' way of life for sure.
Well.
100%.
So is alcohol good for us?
No.
And is alcohol made from plants and microbes?
Yes.
Do we ferment in our gut?
Yes.
So a plant protein low-fat diet makes alcohol in most of our children every day.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah.
And so we're blaming, again, it's the diet and the direction of the mindset, right? I am healthy and well, and I love to eat steak every day. And that's really the wisdom in play.
Yeah.
Again, so why is a carnivore lifestyle and a meat-based diet and fatty meat? And what's the book, Alia? What's the book?
Cats?
What's the book? Why Pottinger? Because lions and wolves, like humans, eat raw meat, organ meats, and the fat cap to be the healthiest.
I agree. I agree completely. This question, do I do phone consults? Yeah, I mean, I'll talk to anyone. I don't necessarily have a service business or program that I peddle, but if God leads you to want to talk to me, go to my website, onechiropractic.org, hit the consult button. That'll go to me, and we can definitely communicate without a doubt. Chiropractic.org. Yep.
Yeah. Kiltz loves raw meat, fatty raw meat with salt and organ meats.
And now you like fish.
Oh, I love fish. I am a Pisces. I swim with the fish. But I still prefer a cap and a ribeye cap, fat cap, and the organ meats. And one meal a day in faith in God, and a 3-day fast monthly, a 5-day quarterly. And Kiltz and Nelson are maybe going to do a 15 to 22-day fast in January.
Wow. Yeah. 100 hours is the longest I've done, but it's such an amazing journey.
Why do we get fat? Is it pathologic or physiologic and instinctual to get fat? If food was abundant in the fall, summer, fall, and you didn't need it, you were fertilizer in the winter.
Yeah.
Getting fat is physiologically important for our ancient evolution. The problem is that we've been put into a drug den. We live in a drug den. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And we eat sugar because we're meant to in order to get fat fast and get skinny slow. Heroin, cocaine, marijuana, nicotine, caffeine come from plants. Plants are highly toxic if in significance or frequency or the wrong one. And mindset matters. Bharon, what's your daily practice of helping build the mindset?
First thing is I wake up to prayer and affirmations. When I work, I go to the gym first thing in the morning. Part of that process is 30 minutes in the sauna. I use that for meditation time. And then in the afternoon, as I'm traveling, I'm always listening to a book.
Yeah.
And so, those are my major things that I do every day, but it's prayer, affirmation, meditation, and then education through listening. I'm not a big read with my eyes. I listen to most of everything that I do. So,
I mean, for the first 50 to 500,000 years, what were we reading?
Right. Nothing. Right.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And reading is actually abnormal. And I would say we're oracles, we're listeners, we're watchers, we're experiential, right?
Yep.
And that's why you got to experience life. And one of the best things you can do in school when you're younger, and even when you're young, is go to the theater. Go be. You are the writer, producer, director, videographer, and you are the actor of your life.
Absolutely.
Be afraid and do it anyway.
Yeah.
That's what we're here to do. We are afraid and we are doing it anyway. Simplicity, right?
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it, man. Good stuff.
I wanted to do the giveaway, but for some reason it's being really weird today, and only.
Well, if we get it, great.
What?
If we don't, we'll do it on Monday. It's
okay,
right. Everything works the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, guys.
It's
What-
all good.
I only collected 7 entries. Let's do this Monday.
None-
This Monday.
We'll
Don't
try
pay
again.
I'm looking at 32, Alia. So the number, don't pay attention to that number. Just run it.
Just run it. Here we go. Ta-da.
Oh. And then I've got an interview today in person. I might put it on a live with Jonathan Norse Carnivore. Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan. I think he's.
But he doesn't go by Jonathan Norse Carnivore anymore.
I think it's like Ancestral.
Right, Ancestral, because if you put Carnivore up there, you might be pulled out. I was listening to Paulo Coelho this morning in the hot tub talking to my brother Ray. At 30, he lost a job with CBS Brazil. They fired him with no answer why.
Because he said.
And at
something
41,
against-
Kiltz got fired from a job. Best thing that ever happened to me is get fired with no explanation.
Wow.
The winner, please email Alia, Dr.Kiltz.com. Alia at Dr.Kiltz.com.
Moby 420, maybe.
I
Let's
love
see
you
where-
guys.
Hey,
love you.
thanks.
Well, I love you, Bharon. What's your sort of next gig that you're really working on? It's your passion. What is that thing?
So one of the things we're doing, we have a missions where we go to parts of the world where chiropractic's not properly established, and we go and do mission trips to establish a demand and work with governments and leaders and major employers in that area and educate them on where chiropractic fits with their goals. And then we plant schools and open clinics and do that kind of stuff. So we're really in the heart of planning our 2027 year, because it takes about a year to plan all of that stuff before we can actually show up. And so, man, it's such rewarding work. We've been to Colombia, Central America, Peru, and it's just been so much fun to go. And we're doing it with the the coffee pickers and the school system. And they're just such amazing people and so grateful to have access to this type of healthcare. So yeah, that's right now what's primarily on my mind with our health missions.
Awesome. That's really
Awesome.
cool.
Yeah. And it's all really, that's what this world is about. We're on a mission of healing our brothers and sisters.
That's right.
And the standard diets around the globe are deadly. We're shipping flour and corn and rice, and we need to teach them how to, regenerative agriculture, bring back the land, and it's through the glycocalyx and the plants, and when you plant the plants and stop tilling the soil every year, and whether it's pork, lamb, goat, beef, bison, that's the healthiest food we can eat. That's our ancient nature. So
totally agree, man. Love it.
All right, everyone. Love you.
Appreciate it.
Have a nice weekend.
All right.
All
Take
right.
care, guys. God bless.
God bless.